This just in. Ever had a conversation with ChatGPT that made you want to fire your team and let the robot run the company? Only to come back the next day and feel like you were talking to a distracted intern with weaponized incompetence who just learned to type. You're not alone. Small business owners everywhere are scratching their heads and wondering how the same tool can write like Shakespeare on Tuesday and then forget your name on Wednesday. Turns out the inconsistency isn't in your head, but it's also not just in the tech. According to a mountain of research covering technical design and human psychology, the issue lies somewhere between how these models actually work and how our brains interpret the outputs. Let's unpack it together. First up, let's look at what's actually going on technically, because it can't really be weaponized incompetence, surely, no matter how much it feels like it is. Number one, it's random on purpose. ChatGPT doesn't pull answers from a database. It predicts the next word based on probability, which means even if you ask the exact same question twice, it may give different answers each time. This is how creativity happens, but it's also how nonsense sneaks in. The model includes randomness, even when it's set to be low temperature, aka less creative. So yes, it might forget what you said 5 messages ago or randomly shift tone mid-conversation. You're not going crazy. Number 2, updates happen without warning. OpenAI runs A/B tests and silent updates all the time. This means you might get a different version of GPT than someone else using it at the same time. It's not you. You just got the version that's being tested for cost improvements, which sometimes means a little worse but cheaper to run. Researchers have shown the same model performing well 1 month and falling apart the next, then flipping back again. Improvements in one area often break something else. Think of it like a software update that fixes your printer but ruins your email. Number 3, it runs slower and dumber when everyone's online. Heavy server use leads to throttling. When demand spikes like Monday mornings, you might get a slower, stripped-back version of the model. And yes, that affects output quality. Subscribers get better access than free users, but even paying users get bumped down when things are busy. It's like flying business class and still getting stuck on the runway. Number 4, it forgets long conversations. There's a token limit. Once your conversation gets too long, the model has to drop earlier parts of the chat to keep functioning. So if it forgets the instruction you gave 30 messages ago, it didn't ignore you, it just ran out of brain. The interface slows down too, which adds to the feeling that everything's going wrong. Best solution, start a new chat if things get weird. That brings us to the psychological tricks your brain plays. My dad had a saying he loved and that I'll never forget. A poor workman blames his tools. Sometimes the problem lies with you. Number 1, you remember the bad days more. If you expect ChatGPT to be smart and it messes up, it stands out. If you expect nothing and it impresses you, you feel delighted. This is confirmation bias at work. Also, the more you use it, the more you notice patterns and flaws. You're no longer impressed that it writes grammatically correct sentences. You start noticing where it sounds generic or just makes stuff up. It's not that the tool got worse, it's that your standards got higher. Number 2, you want it to agree with you. People tend to like answers that match what they already believe. So when ChatGPT confirms your thinking, it feels like genius. When it doesn't, it feels broken. Plus, it tends to mirror your tone and assumptions. That means if you sound confident, it does too. If you hedge, it hedges. It's a very polite parrot, not an independent thinker. Number 3, familiarity lowers the wow factor. The first time you used ChatGPT, it felt like magic. Now you expect it to write your newsletter, fix your spreadsheets, and summarize your meeting notes without blinking. When it misses the mark, it feels like a letdown. You're not being unfair, you're just human. And here's what this means for small business owners. First, the inconsistency isn't your fault. There is no perfect prompt that will fix it. ChatGPT is built to be unpredictable. Sometimes delightfully, sometimes infuriatingly. Second, don't expect it to work like software. It's more like a moody assistant who's brilliant under the right conditions, but occasionally forgets their lunch and crashes halfway through a task. Third, you can work around it. Start new chats when old ones get long. Use it during off-peak hours. Keep complex tasks short and clear. Save your best outputs before the chat resets or breaks. Always double check anything critical. And finally, keep your own perception in check. Just because it feels smarter or dumber today doesn't mean it actually is. Trust outcomes, not vibes. If you want to make sure your own message doesn't get lost in the confusion, simplify how you explain what you do. Clear beats clever every time. Download my 5-minute marketing fix and get one sentence that does your explaining for you. You can download it for free in the description below, or you can go to strategicmarketingtribe.com/fix and get it there. But what about you? When does ChatGPT drive you the most crazy? I'll go first. When it starts pulling details from different threads into my current chat and won't stop even when I tell it to. Okay, your turn. What's the most annoying AI fail you've had lately? Let me know in the comments. I'm Vicky Sidler from the Strategic Marketing Tribe, and I post helpful news updates for small businesses every day.